Assalamu alaikum, dear fellows. I hope you all are doing well and welcome to the summer research internship day 7, which is the last day of this basic research course offered by Scholar Studio Research Institute. So today we will be discussing a lot of things about referencing and citation and different form of citations and a lot of things related to the references, how you will get all of these things, how you will set up your references and the first question is that what is references? References are basically the sources which are consulted and each reference should contain name of author, title of the paper or article, journal name, volume number of the issue in which the article appeared, and starting page, end page, and year of publication. And all these details should be written. And in the case of book, sources, its author, title, publisher name, place of publication, year of publication, and edition should be given. If we look at the references, so a reference is a detailed source of information which is used in a research paper, and every reference should include some essential elements which we described earlier, that this author name or title and journal name, volume, and all these things. For example, you should properly cite everything of that article. And then next we will discuss now that what is referencing. Referencing is also known as citation, and referencing is the method of acknowledging and recognizing someone for his or her innovative work that researcher used in his or research to back and support the idea. So basically, you just want to recognize and acknowledge the person who worked on some research, and this is called referencing. And it supports your argument and gives credit to original ideas, and it include usually the name of author, date, and all these things, and usually DOI, which we will discuss later, that what DOI is. So basically, referencing helps you and supports your argument, and it gives credit to original ideas, and also it helps the readers to trace back to the original source, and it is very essential for academic transparency and avoiding plagiarism, definitely. And in the research paper, references is done at two levels. First of all, it's also called two levels. Preference is then at two level. First, researcher needs to give a brief reference in the body of the text, which is called as in-text citation, and secondly, a detailed reference is provided at the end of the paper in the form of a list. So there are in-text citations, which is a short reference inside the body of the writing or the body of the article or the thesis or anything, any research related material, and reference list which should be given at a detailed list at the end of the paper, that include full details of all cited works. So these are basically references. And if we now study or look at the purpose of references, that what are the purpose of references. So references has become a necessary element of academic writing, and it is used to locate the original source of work, so that everyone may access the materials and understand it in his or her own way. And another purpose of it is to fight with the plagiarism, and it enables you the sources of verification, and it's also maintain the academic integrity and support the research claims, research results with evidences, and it's also demonstrate the originality. And there are various standard methods used for citing the sources of work, or these methods are called as referencing styles, citation styles, and some common and widely used citations are Harvard style and APA, American Psychological Association referencing style. So these are commonly used citation style, and there are also another MLA, modern language association referencing style, and Chicago style referencing style. So these are the most commonly used styles in medical and all academic research, and each style differs in punctuation, formatting, and sequence in citation and reference list. So let's discuss that what is reference list and bibliography. Reference list basically includes only those sources that have been mentioned in text citation, and it include only the sources that are cited in the main text. And in bibliography, bibliography may include sources that were used to develop background knowledge, even if it not cited in the main text. So this basically the little difference between references and bibliography. And in bibliography, researchers are allowed to mention the sources they have used together the background information, but that are not mentioned in the research paper, as in text citation. And now, if you look at the formatting of a research paper in a PA style, that how you will set your article according to the APA style. So the font should be Times New Roman and 12 points, and page margin should be 1 inch from top, bottom right, and 1/2 inch from left side of each paper, and the body text line should be double spaced, and the paragraph identification should be intent the first line of each paragraph by 1/2 inch from the left margin, and paragraph should be intended then use two spaces after the period at the end of a sentence, and all text is left justified with an unjustified right margin, and do not hyphenate words at the end of the line. So you have to look at all these things and work on uh, different factors of the research article to make it according to the APA styles. You have to use a running head throughout the paper. The header should appear 1/2 inch below the top of the page. So these are all the details that you should consider during setting of your article according to the APA format, and it should be flush left in all capital letter. It is shortened version of the paper title, and the page number appeared in the upper right corner, and on the corner sheet title page the word running head and precede the running head title, and in uppercase it should be, and on subsequent pages the word running head are not used, only the actual running head title appears, and the title of paper is typed in caps, lowercase c's, letter center on the page, and if the title requires more than one line, then double space between lines should be used, and it include running the title page include running head, title, author name, and institution. So this is the running head education versus learning, and this is the complete heading education versus learning retrospective practice in higher education, the name of the author and the name of the institute. So it is a sample of a title page, and then a sample of an abstract page. This is the abstract. Abstract should be short and at most 250 to 300 words, and then the sample of a subsequent page you have to add the running head and then the page number and all the details you can see in this, and these are the references which are intended, and this should be the pattern of the references. And now we will discuss the in-text citation, that what are the in-text citation, and in-text citation are usually short quote, and it include author, year, and maybe page number. So when quoting an author, exact words include an in-text citation with the author's last name, year, and page number at the appropriate point in the text, and short quotation under 40 words. These are incorporated in to the text and enclosed in a double quotation mark. So for example, you can write it like that: in cases of antimicrobial resistance, these are the preventive measures must be prioritized to reduce patient risk and healthcare costs. And this is the sayings of Han et al., and this is extracted from the Han 2022, page 143. So you can use that type of things if you are quoting the exact words or the exact words of the author. And there are long quotations which are typed in double space block and indented from the left margin without quotation marks. And for example, multi-drug resistant tuberculosis, you can see at that Ahmad 2021 P28. And quote within a short quotation is if you have a quote within a short quote, use single quotation marks. For example, let's see a medical example that Ali 2015 notes that patient often confuse side effects with allergic reaction leading to misuse of medication. So it is a it is a quote within a short quote. So you have to use single quotation mark in that place if you are using such words in your article or thesis, and then how to cite the quote within a block quotation. And if you have a quote within a block quotation, you will use a double quotation mark. For example, a senior concern recalled an incident during a drug trial. A patient discontinued treatment due to symptoms interpreted as severe allergic reaction. The report it says, although the reaction was minor, the patient insisted it was an allergy influenced by social media misinformation. So you have to use that thing and use double quotation mark, and then ellipsis in quotes, you can use that thing to indicate omitted materials. For example, the challenge with antibiotic resistance, you can add the ellipsis is that it evolves faster than drug development. So you can use that type of things, and it is used to, you can use that three dots to indicate the omitted material. And in-text citation, how you will do the in-text citation if there is only a single author to that article. So if you mention the author's name in the sentence, include the publication year in parentheses. For example, Malik 2020 investigated infection control practices in emergency department. And if you do not mention the author's name, include the citation at the end. Example, proper hand hygiene reduce hospital acquired infection significantly, Malik 2020. So you have to use that thing, and then you can do the author based citation with the single author. You have to do that thing, and with two for example, the quote at the page number in the quotation. If you want to add the some quotation, then you have to also add the page number. For example, hand hygiene in the single most effective measurement against hospital acquired infection, Malik 2020, and page 27. So you have to add that thing if you are adding a quotation to your article. And then in-text citation in the form of two authors, you have to always cite both names. For example, Yunus and Tariq 2019, and then for example, explored one among junior doctors. Direct quote, you can easily even use direct quote example that the burnout effect decision making capacity, empathy, and sleep quality in young physicians. So then, in the form of direct quotation, if you are using the direct quotation, you have to add the page number as well, and then in-text citation in the form of three or more authors. So first of all, mention list all names. For example, Khan, Roof, and Niazi 2017 analyzed trends in vaccine hesitancy across urban clinics, and then subsequent mention use the first author followed by et al. You can even use it like that, that Han et al. 2017 for that the community education reduced vaccine refusal rate. And if you are using the direct quote, you have to do the same thing. You have to add the Han et al. And et al. And then year and then the page number. So what is DOI, which is usually discussed, and you if you want to publish some article, usually people ask about the that thing that what is the DOI and how it works. So DOI is the digital object identifier, and it is a permanent digital link to scholarly articles and APA and all research sites and research institutes recommends the using the full hyperlink for format of any citation. So this is the DOI. In the blue, you can click on that DOI and it will get you to the article. It is usually hyperlinked to the article. So DOI is the digital object identifier that the article you have published, it is your identifier, and you can easily send it to someone who wants to study your article. So upon after just sending this link, that person will be able to study your article easily. And then if DOI is not available, you can use the full URL or omit it entirely if it's not accessible. So usually PA citation without DOI, sometimes you can do a citation without DOI and no DOI is available to that particular article. Usually some journals don't have the DOI database indexing, and their article does not have any active DOI. So you can also publish articles without DOI. It's not that much compulsory, but it makes things good and easy for accessing the article. And you can use that thing. You have to use the names and then year and then the article name, then the journal name, then the issue, and then page number. So a PA style reference list, general rules for the reference list is the detailed reference should be listed on separate page at the end of the research paper. You have to mention each and everything in the use that particular thing. And APS the title references should be given to the list placed in the center, and in board format you have to give it a title as a reference, and use double space entries, and it to be used in list all those sources which are cited in the intake citation should be listed in the references, and double space should be used between each entry. You have to use hanging indent, and first line line left, and rest indented. So Then each reference carries a hanging date, and like we discussed these things, and author name and year are separated by comma. Year of publication is put in parentheses, and each reference end up with full stop. So the list is arranged in alphabetical order with reference to first author surname or the first significant word of the title in case of absence of author name. Usually these things are now available online, and you can easily get different types of references from the Google Scholar, or you can even use different sources to find out or to get the references or to set the references in different formats. But these are the classic this is the classical way that how you will understand any reference by looking at the reference that what type of reference it is. So it is the basics of the referencing and the APA style. And then APA style reference list, how to write the name of author. The name of author is written in a way, last name is written first, afterwards initial of the first name is written, comma is put after the surname, and full stop is put after each initial. For example, Khalid Ghaznavi is written as Ghaznavi, comma K dot, and then Mohsin Ali Alvi is written as Alvi dot, comma M dot A dot. So it is written like that. And how to write the name of the multiple authors. If there are more than one author of the publication, then mention their names exactly in the same sequence as they are present in the publication. For example, Khalid Ghaznavi and Mohsen Ali Alvi are written as Ghaznavi and then Alvi, and then the year of publication. You have to write it like that. You can do these things through even AI or through Google Scholar or other sources, but this is the proper way, and through this you can learn that and easily identify that this formatting is in APA style or it's in some other style. So you can work on that thing. And in the case of more than two authors, both the surname and initial of the authors are used, and last two separated by and the remaining by comma. For example, Alvi, M. A. Aznavi, K. Hashmi, M. Siddiqui, and ZDR to 2009. So if name of author is not available in the source, one of the following two steps can be taken to solve this issue. When name of author is not available, you can use the name of a corporate author, use the title of the source in place of the author name, and then, for example, in text citation or Pakistan Women Association, you can use that thing. You can simply in text citation use the upward to 2009, and in the reference list, you can add that things easily. So if the date of publication is not provided in a source, it does not provide the date of publication, write and no date. And for example, in text citation, as we can no date. So you can write it like that. And then the personal communication include the interview, spoken lecture, personal files, telephone conversation, letters, electronic messages. The reference is not given in the reference list. They are cited only in the in text in a way as under, for example, S. Rashid personal communication, February 2022. So you have to write it like that. And reference leads punctuation. This is each other is separated from other by comma, and there is a full stop after each initial. So you can see the full stop after each initial, and separate authors are separated by command impersonate before the final author, and is this is edit and full stop and space after the bracketed date. And the accounting, there is colon between the title and subtitle. There should be a space after the colon but no space before, and then the semicolon between multiple publishers, Thomson's and Southwestern. So you can use that format. This is the URL in references. This is the website name. This is the title, and then the year of publication, authors, and this is indented 5 to 7 spaces. So you have to look at these things, and these are the references list. You have to may put that references in the mid of the text, and then cite all the references. And this is the APA style reference page sample. You have to put the title at the center, and then page number right aligned, and then use sentence case for title of articles, and then no period after URL or DOI, and don't and use a hanging indent for more than one line, and also use initial for the first middle names, double space. Do not add additional line space between the entries, and 1 inch margin should be given, and then running head optional all caps, and no period for citation. You can use all these things to work on the APA format. This was all about today's lecture, and in today's lecture, if we conclude it, if you summarize this today's lecture, these always use the consistent formatting throughout your article, and all the in-text citation. We worked on this thing must match the entries in the reference list and should be listed, and UIs are preferred our URLs, but you can use URL or DUI as well. You can also use the citations tools like Zotero and Note or Mendeley to work on your citations, and you can do work with that thing. So this was all about today's lecture, and with today's lecture, we have concluded our this short research course, which was supposed to provide you the very basics of the original research, very basics of how to work on your research, how to set your article, how to work on your thesis, and all these things. So I hope you people have learned a lot of things about this. So if you have any question, you can share it with us. Thank you.